So first of all, I should be able to turn choke on and off using H. I don't even know what that's doing. What does that actually do? Nothing. Doesn't have any effect. It just has a visual effect, which is really silly. Okay, I understand. So, so send blocks are very special in the way that they interact with the choke envelope. So there needs to be some like special code for handling these send block corner cases, and there isn't at the moment. So where do I want to be looking? First of all, okay. The first thing I want to do, actually, I was about to say I want to disable the H shortcut, but actually, I should just create a special rule for send blocks to make the H shortcut do the same thing as the M shortcut, which turns mute on and off. I think that works for sends. If I press M, yes, it does work. So H should do the same thing as M for send blocks because of this weird interaction with the choke envelope. So, shortcuts. Toggle choke. Toggle hovered block choke. If it's a send, mute, toggle block left mute, okay. Muting is per block reference, not per block. Yeah, that's okay. Not a problem. So that's that part done. So H turns mute on and off now, and so does M. Okay. Okay. And when mute is turned on for a send, it should also turn on choke at the same time. So let's go in here. I'm not sure. Sets choke. Let's move this up here. Right. Just having a look at this now. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So let's just say let's do this. I'm going to put a fat comment here explaining what's going on because this is not obvious at all. Let's just do it like this. Set choke. Oh, but this is per block, isn't it? Ah, shit. No, 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 no. Muting is per block instance and choke is per block. So what am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do? Oh dear, oh dear, dear, dear. This breaks my... This breaks everything. Trying to decide what is best here. What can we actually do here? Right, for send blocks, okay. So it should be the other way around. Where toggling mute should instead toggle choke. Rather than what I've done here. Toggle hover block mute. Toggle block choke. Right. Now I have to change my audio model. Which I think is in a file called audio model. Yes. Let's have a look at this now. Send. No, so mute is... Yes. Okay, change this. Send. Okay. How does this work? Oh no. We're muted. Calculate gate. Hold on. Okay, that's only used in one place. Okay, this is fine. Let me just check. Yeah, it is. So this is the only file where this is defined. Okay. Or visible. When muted. So just ignore that because I'm changing things so that sends when you mute them it would enable choke. Okay. This is fine. It's fine. It's fine. I think this is fine. Choke mode. So choke mode is now when choke enabled. Yes. Yep. Yep. Okay. So let's go here. And change this. Oh no, I don't need to change. This should just be how it was before now. Okay. I think the only thing I need to change now is if I go to the send block footer, because it has that mute checkbox, and I want that to respond to the choke changing rather than mute, even though the checkbox is going to say mute on it. So this is going to be on choke enabled changed. Enabled. Let's put a note here. Choke state is the same as mute state. Okay, so get choke. There's no get choke? Just get choke enabled? Huh? There must be somewhere because what? Huh? Where's the menu? Can't remember how this works. How does this work? Menu. Populate context menu. Yeah. So how does this work? Add toggle. Oh, it is checked, yeah. Get value. So if I go here and go get value, is choke enabled? Oh, that's what it's called. That actually is a better name. Go back. Where was I? I was in send block footer, okay. Is choke enabled? Okie dokie. So I should get a compile error somewhere. Probably in here. So this. I can just get rid of entirely. Okay. Choke changed. Should really move this out of here. Okay, choke changed. I apparently do something different for the meta block. I don't understand why this is happening. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna delete that, and then I'll have a quick look at meta blocks later. See if they're still working correctly. But I don't understand why that code was there. Even if it is right, it shouldn't be there, so I'll rewrite it somewhere else if it's needed. And this shouldn't be here. So let's just get rid of all these things. Choke changed. So this should be basically in here. So that doesn't exist anymore. Okay. Set choke shading visible. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So if, oh, what was Copilot doing for me? That's almost right. Should show choke shading. Oops, I typed that wrong. Should show choke shading, which is overridden in meta block. Otherwise it just returns true, always. I don't understand that. Don't understand that. What? Should show choke shading. Nothing about this code makes sense. That doesn't make sense. So it's always returning true except for meta blocks. How's that working? That doesn't make sense. That actually doesn't make sense. You should always do this. Huh? Set choke shading visible. What? Oh, sorry. I was thinking of the choke header. This is the choke shading. I see. Right. So the choke shading is always visible, except for meta blocks, where it's only visible when choke is enabled. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, right. So delete this. Delete all this. All these stupid virtual functions. Because we don't do things like that anymore. Instead, we write much worse code. Should show choke shading. If type is meta, then it's choke enabled. Otherwise, we just return true. Just use the block ID instead. Don't need to call that over and over again. Okay, and now type is the send. Then Right. I think that's right. That's maybe correct. Why is everything going so slow right now? My computer's dying or something. So this action doesn't exist anymore because I deleted it. I'm so hot right now, even though my room's really cold. I just bought a hot water bottle yesterday. So I'm using that and I'm drinking this fresh cup of coffee. So the air around me is really cold, but I'm really hot. Right, what did I actually do there? Let's see if everything's working. So we say add send. If I hover over and press H, then this happens. Also, I should show the choke header, I suppose. Yeah, that makes sense. Hold on a second. Hey, that thing that I deleted actually is needed. I deleted this. Oh no, that was mute changed. Okay. I'm confused about something then. I'm confused about... I'll show you what I'm confused about. So when I turn... Okay, something's... it's just this zigzaggy thing at the top. It's not updating immediately. Let's see why that is. Oh, because I just changed this, yeah. So what else do I need to do here? Apparently this. Set check shading visible. There must have been something else. This is weird. That choke header is part of the backplate now, I think. Nope. What is it part of? It's not here, is it? Choke header. front plate? No, I don't believe in that. Oh no, that does make sense. Yeah, it should be part of the front plate. Okay, that's fine. So what I will do is, all I need to do is this. That's really funny that it wrote that. That's really funny. But that's not anything to do with what I wanted, but that's... I'm going to keep that just for a second because I want to see how it looks. But what I actually wanted to do was front plate update, like that. That's what I want. Is this actually going to do what I think it's going to do? It's so bizarre. Copilot is so spooky sometimes. I don't know what it's basing this on. Choke enabled, choke disabled. Look at that, that's funny. It's also hidden behind... Oh, this... It's hidden behind the header, the notification. So it's actually revealed a bug. I'm not going to keep that stupid notification, but yes, that was this. I want to keep it enabled because I just noticed that those notifications are being hidden by the header. So why is that happening? Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, I just need to position it properly. So margin top, margin bottom. Is what exactly? I think it's y plus the height. We should get it. And then subtract the size height. I think that's right, maybe. I think that should put the notification in the right place. There we go. That's so funny that Copilot did that. It makes me actually feel like I should be using that notification system for more stuff, because it's kind of nice to show messages on blocks like that. And it's not expensive because those notifications, it's like a temporary node that is deleted from the scene tree after it's faded out. Anyway, let's delete that. Where it was. One thing I've been wanting to do recently, which I'm not going to do probably until after I get this release out, after this next build. I want to create like, I have this like generic block ID and bref ID, which is, bref is like block reference or block, it's a block instance essentially. But these are just like generic IDs for any block type. And really I should just do the hard work of being like, I need to do like effect block ID, effect block ID and macro block ID for all of the different block types. There's like 12 of them or something. And then pass those IDs around instead in situations where I do know the block type at compile time. It's something that I should have done from the start and didn't. Yeah, it's become increasingly clear that, and also the other thing I need to do is, because I have this like data-oriented design data structure that I use called entity. So I'm constantly like looking things up by ID, which involves it incurs like a hash lookup, a pretty fast one because I'm using this nice Robinhood library from GitHub. So it's a pretty fast hashing library, but a lot of the time I don't need to be looking up by ID. I should just look up by index, which is much faster because a lot of the time I can just use the ID to get the index once and then use the index. But again, I don't do that because passing this index type around into functions, like I lose the information of what that index is actually referring to. But there's no, the only reason I'm losing that information is because I haven't created any strong types to, so I would create strong types for like an effect block ID, macro block ID, but then also an effect block index, macro block index. So I'd create specific IDs for all the different types of blocks and specific indices as well. Index types. It would be a lot of boilerplate, but I think it would be worth it. Because once I start like passing up specifically typed indices around, stuff will magically get faster because I won't be doing hash lookups anymore. I do have to be a little bit careful with that stuff because anytime if an entity ever gets removed from the system, then all of those indices get invalidated. But a lot of the time you just have a guarantee, just from looking from the context of the code, you have like a guarantee that the indices are not going to be invalidated because you're not like removing anything from the system. What the hell was I doing before I started rambling about nothing? It's not even built. This could have been building while I was rambling. Oh no, it's because I edited this header and Visual Studio is not smart enough to realize that I reverted it back to exactly how it was. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the choke header. What is the status of that now? I don't know. I recently switched away from using virtual inheritance to implement these different types of front plate to using this funny component system where I like specify the different like extra components that can be attached to this class. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I've never seen anyone do this before. But I can like specify at runtime what components to add on to like stitch onto this class, and then I can like I did the same thing actually with the backplate. Yeah. Because the backplate of a block can have a real-time waveform and a baked waveform optionally. And obviously the macro block also needs to have the macro thumbnail as well. So when I create the control, I just specify that it should have this macro thumbnail component added onto it. It's kind of interesting. I like it better than when you have like a closed set of types. I like it better than virtual inheritance, which is what I was doing before. Because you don't have to write in like an entire new class just for these little components. Right. So it crashes here. Very good. Oh yeah, because I need to check. So as I was saying earlier, this notification thing, it's actually a temporary node, so it gets deleted from the scene tree after it fades out. So it doesn't always exist. So I just have to check. Because this gets set back to null after it's been deleted, if I understand right. Let me write myself a note about that here. Right, on, off, on, off. Hit send bus. Now I'm missing something here. Okay. This is also not... Didn't this used to have a notification when using gestures? I think it did. I'll put a note. I might have removed that at some point. Because I have this thing now that follows the cursor around, so you can sort of see what's happening anyway. So I might have removed those notifications when I did that. I don't remember. But anyway, this thing is not working. So I turn mute on. First of all, okay. This checkbox is doing the wrong thing now. Let's have a look here. Send block footer. Mute checkbox. Set blocks choke. Okay. But also it seems to be affecting the audio. So there's something I missed in there. Let me just have a quick look. So where's mute handled? In effect, macro sampler synth. Okay, so now mute should do the right thing. But also this used to fade out visually when mute was enabled. Oh yeah. Yeah. Block choke changed, okay. So if it's a send, overall mute changed. Oh yeah. Now I need to go to render, shader params, update shader params for block instance waveform. I should use this, I suppose, yeah. So get mute overall. Get mute explicit. Has to do something special for sends again. Yeah. Okay. That might be right. You never know. Cool. Okay. And we also turn baking off just to check. This should also have the fading out behavior. And it does. Good. Okay. So what I'm missing now is the zigzaggy choke header on here. I don't know why that's not showing up. So let's have a look. Why is that not showing up? Let's just delete this and see. This should happen. It does. Okay. Front plate is here. Let's have a little look at this. This show choke header is normal choker. Is normal choker. Ah, that's a really badly named function. So what else do I use that for other than to decide whether or not to show the choke header? Looks like nothing. So let's rename that function first of all. Let's just be really verbose. Should show choke header when choke is enabled. And apparently I have 3 overloads for this. Why check this? I guess it's fine to check that. Okay. This is a situation where having the indices to look up the data would be a lot better, because every time I'm passing in the ID like this, it's essentially doing at least one map lookup, even though it's like converting it's doing a lookup to convert the ID to an index, but I could just I could get the index once and then just pass the index to all of these functions, except these functions don't take an index. At the moment, they take an ID and then they do the lookup every time internally. So it's kind of silly. It's not an important like performance bottleneck or anything like that, but it is just unnecessary work. It just feels bad. It feels bad knowing that that's happening unnecessarily. And the only reason that I didn't write these functions to take an index instead is I didn't bother to define any strong types for the different types of entity. I only did that for IDs, not indices. And even for IDs, I still am vague about the type of block, for example. So yeah, a bit of work to do there. Bit of tedious work. Okay. So now cool. Not cool. Oh yeah, I didn't look into this yet. Or I didn't figure it out, right? So for some reason I turn choke on, then when I jiggle it and it rebakes, not sure why that would be. Snapshots. Is there anything to do with muting in here? Yes. Whoa! What is this? This is such a nebulous function. What is happening here? Prepare for bake. If the block type is ascend, then I unmute it. Which makes sense. Yeah, okay, that's not relevant. Pretty sure that's not relevant. That's the only reference to muting. Alright, let's just stick a breakpoint in here, see what's happening. Gate. Okay. Right, yeah. This is all fine. The output is what? The output is a load of zeros because why? Alright, how does this work again? The send block doesn't have an output, it just writes it to the bus. So this much makes sense. So it's choking the audio above. So what? Why does that matter? This is weird. This is weird. Because this is basically doing exactly what I was doing before, but previously I was checking the mute state. Now I'm checking this state. It's doing exactly what I was doing before, pretty much. No, I don't understand this, actually. I don't understand. This is odd. Send. This is fine unless choke is enabled here. No, that's fine. So if choke is enabled here, then it breaks. So choking is the same as muting now. Then we actually check. It's odd. Don't get it. So this. So 2000. So that's the difference. But that's exactly what was happening before when mute was turned on. But that was working, right? What am I doing wrong here? It shouldn't matter what happens there, because it's written to look boss regardless. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. What is happening? I don't understand how it was working before. Was it working before? Let me check the previous build. The thing is, I've changed things so much since the previous build that this might not reveal that much. I have that bug which I knew about. That's fixed now. So mute, turn on. Don't know, man. Seems to be working fine in the previous build. But this code didn't change at all. So the only thing I've changed is this choke mode thing. What the heck? Hold on. Hold on. Was I doing something special? Compile call send. This is like not interesting. I don't know. I don't know. Ah, what's happening here? I need more information than that. What is the point? What is the audibility flag? I don't remember. Audible. Is audible. Is audio source. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. If it I don't know. Is that gonna magically fix it? Maybe. It didn't magically fix it. This needs to be moved to here. If there's something to do with muting in here, I would be able to see it. Track mute. I don't do anything with the mute anymore. What's going on here? Here. Update audibility. Kind of makes sense though, because all I want is for it to do exactly what it was doing before. It's not working. How do I make it do exactly what it was doing before? Like, these changes that I've done should only be visual, but I'm like I'm just changing like the underlying flags that I was setting in the data. I don't understand. It's quite weird. Oh, right. But I'm hold on. Is this different? I don't get how it's different though, actually. No, it should be exactly the same. This should be exactly the same. It should be doing exactly the same thing at the end of the day. So we moved this. So previously, if the block was muted, it would do this. But now, anytime the block is muted, the choke is enabled instead, so it should do the same thing. So the end effect should be the same. So what's the big idea? Send. I don't understand. I don't understand. Ah! But when I'm baking, I always unmute send blocks. Which is what happens here. I unmute the send. Right. That's what's going on. Okay, one second. Explicit mute. I need to turn choke off during a bake. Is that what the idea is? If I'm baking a send, create spec core, spec bake core. Right, yeah. So if I'm explicitly baking a send, then I'm supposed to turn choke off and turn mute off, I assume. Right, I think that's correct. So that's easy, I think. I go data, core, no base, choke, enabled, false. Yeah. And this is one of those situations where I should write a comment, but the problem is I have no idea how to express in English words what the reason for doing this is. Baking a send block. Explicitly okay, we are explicitly in capital letters baking a send block, i.e. not as part of another block's bake. Muting and choking needs to be disabled. To correctly generate the send baked data. And I'm not going to explain why because I don't know how to. I'm just going to say it needs. I'm just going to state what's happening rather than why, which is not the way you're supposed to write comments, but I don't know how to explain why. I understand in my head why, but I don't know how to explain it. Sorry, go fuck yourself. Send, okay, turn on choke. Now it works correctly, good. So just to prove, and we can also set a choke envelope. Which I think was working. So we get the inverse envelope on this end. And the other way around, right? So do like this. Okay, so I just noticed something a second ago. I think I resized this. No? Oh, this is not, that's what I noticed. It sometimes updates, sometimes doesn't. Okay, that should be an easy fix, I think. Let me just get a simpler... Oh, that didn't update either. Till I moved. So, turn choke on here. This is updating it, but resizing doesn't? Is that the idea? Okay. Also, this choke header looks weird. No, it doesn't. It looks fine. I did change the transparency a little while ago. Okay, so resizing doesn't update the thing. Okay. Hold on, let me commit what I've done. What have I done? Right, how to explain what I've done. There's a word in the English language which I can't think of. But there is a relationship between muting and choke enabled with send blocks. And I brought those two concepts together. And there is a word in the English language which explains, which describes the way in which I've it's not unified, let's just say unified. So unified send block choke mute state. Unified is not the right word, but unified makes it sound too good, what I've done. When in fact what I've done is horrific. Okay, let's go here and look for something. Update, call something like update lane choke images. In what situation do I do that? Update lane choke images. Set lane index. Set position. Yes. Somewhere in here I'm going to calculate the effective sizes of the, there we go, calculate size effective. So if the size changes, then in here, update choke images, so main choke images. If it's of type blah 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 blah. Okay, something like that. Here. Do we have the type? Not really, no. We really not have the type. Gonna have to query for the type. Okay. Type equals get type. If it's a choke, then don't have to check for that because we're definitely on a lane in this situation. If choke enabled, then update lane choke images. Okay. Location changed. Why don't I just do it in here? Hold on. Ah. I should just do it in there, I guess. What's happening here? Set pathological lane. Update parent memory. Okay, I should just do it in there. Okay. Do-do-do-do. Let's check enabled. Get rid of it here. Okay. Right. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Yes. Good. Oh, also deleting, I think, didn't update. So yeah, deleting doesn't update. So same thing again. Graph erased graph. Update lane choke images. Easy. Now I'm going to stop recording after this. And then I need to do some live laundry and some actual laundry actually. And then I will maybe start recording again afterwards. Yeah. So choke. But delete these. Beautiful. Wow. Undo really works. So stable. Does it crash and shut down? Fuck. Okay, well, let's fix this. This is not immediately obvious, so instead I'm going to sampler block, create meta, and send on lane below, enable choke on both, then shut down, crash.